Good afternoon to you all. My name is Sarat Patra and it is the first time we are meeting. I am director at NIT Agartala and I joined just 2 months and 1 day before. May 24th I joined and today is 25th of July, 2 months and 1 day. And it's a pleasure to meet you all. Today's meeting is special considering the fact that India has started a national education policy and the policy was declared in 2020 and we are approaching to the anniversary of start of NEP 2020. The anniversary is on 29th July 2020, is on 29th of July, and on 29th and 30th there is a anniversary function going to be held at Delhi, which will be graced by the Prime Minister of India, Sri Modi. Now, as a prelude to that, we are holding this press conference, and this press conference is also being held at multiple other institutions. And because this relates to national education policy, so academic institutions or educational institutions are holding this press conference. Different IITs, different NITs and other institutions. Here we are holding it today. Now I have a 2 to 3 page write-up on national education policy and what NIT Agartala has done with respect to that policy and how we are adapting to it. Now I would read out this policy, but that would be a longer one. So possibly we could have a small discussion and I will read out the policy and we could close it with that. Now, India's education policy before 2020 came in 1986, and in 1986 possibly many of the people in this hall were not born, and many who were born were probably toddlers or in primary or primary school, and few people of my age group were in their colleges and universities. And over the last 35 years, the country has gone through lots of transformation in terms of knowledge sharing and knowledge gathering and knowledge economy. And our youth population has gone up. And with that, there has been a need for a revamping of the education policy through which better returns can be achieved. And this was primarily the reason why national education policy was constituted, or a committee was constituted to frame this national education policy, and it was accepted by the government in 2020. Incidentally, that's the period when COVID was also in the second or third year. It was following the first phase, but second wave of COVID had not started. And from that time, things have started to move. Lot of things are happening all around the country in that sense. Now, I could take up a few questions first and then we could read out the brief on the issue. I invite you to ask questions one by one if you have, then we'll go with the briefing.
So what is the basic highlight of NIT Agartala?
Okay. NIT Agartala, this document we have circulated. NIT Agartala's highlight is at the second and third page, primarily in the second and third page. Now, it starts with the second page, point number 5. Following point number 5. First page we have started with quite a good number of memorandum of understanding has been signed with different institutions like IIT Madras, IIT Hyderabad. We are going to sign a MOU with IIT Jammu. We have signed MOU with other institutions. Now the interesting part of the MOU is a student can spend a full semester at those institutions. They read at those institutions, and then whatever the credit they earn there, that credit comes to us and we put it into our grade card. So the student goes to IIT Madras or IIT Hyderabad, studies for the semester, he is evaluated by that institution, he gets a grade there, we take that grade and put it into our grade card. So this is called credit transfer mechanism. A credit transfer permits a student to study at different institutions, earn the credit from there, and then his or her mother institute, which in this case is NIT Agartala, takes all this and then gives him or her a grade card and a degree. Of course, there are checks and balances, and it was settled. Very similarly, our institute will also sign MOU with other institutions where the students from there will come to NIT Agartala, get a training or do their coursework and take that credit, go back and adopt it at their institution. Now, the important part here is there is a accepting institution and there is a giving institution. हमारा स्टूडेंट जाएगा कहीं पे, जब पढ़ेगा वहाँ पे ग्रेड मिलेगा, तो they are giving institute. When I receive it, my institute is an accepting institution. Accepting institution has a bigger stake in this because they have to agree to accept that degree or accept that grade and put it into the grade card. And we have done it with the higher level institutes and which have got a high repute. And when we do that, we need to do our checks and balances. And we have started to do it with IITs. We will be doing with other institutions soon. There are few NITs which have requested us, NIT Warangal, NIT Raurkela. We are looking at signing MOUs with those institutions also. Now, one more highlight is teaching in regional language. Now, in India, the higher education sphere mostly teaches in English. Of course, when it comes to BA, in many states, the local language is also used. Many states have started to adopt this. But in science and engineering, it is mostly in English. But this policy introduces using regional languages for teaching. But India being vast and demography being wide, this regional language implementation has its own limitations and strengths. When a student who has studied in Agartala and studied in local language goes and works in Maharashtra, he might find it difficult. So what we are doing is, in the first year we have introduced few courses where one section would be there in the local language, so that those students who would like to read in local language can do that, and those who like to read in English would do that. Now, that has got different benefits. One is when a student is coming from local medium after +2, he or she has got difficulty in moving to English. पहले वो बंगाली में पढ़ा है, यहाँ पे आया तो फिर इंग्लिश में पढ़ाई होता है. For them it's difficult to adapt to it. So what will happen with this is when they start to read some courses in Bengali and some in English, they start to gradually accept the change, and then maybe after 1 or 2 semesters of this, they move into English fully because the job opportunities are national. We need to teach them in English mostly because they look at for jobs at the national level. But having said that, many colleges in the state would certainly go for local mode of teaching or local language of teaching, because those students or those graduates who wants to work in state government, let's say somebody wants to work in civil department, mechanical department, electrical department in the state, they will always certainly like to also read in the state language. So that will mostly be applicable in the state government colleges. And in NITs, another limitation is we get 50% students from outside the state and 50% from inside the state. So completely moving to regional languages is not feasible for us. But yes, some mix and blend of it is being brought into the curriculum. All these points have been enumerated in this note we have circulated. Then another one that comes in is an important factor is called a multiple entry and multiple exit. Multiple entry and multiple exit का मतलब ये है कि a student can enter into a curriculum and leave a curriculum to another institute. That means one student studies at one institute for 2 years in a BTech of 4 years, moves to our institute, completes 2 years and gets a degree. Very similarly, a student of our institute can study for 2 years, move to another institute, completes the degree. Not only that, a student has taken admission. After reading for 2 years, he finds that this course or this academic program is not interested for. And he is not interested in that. We find students, they take an admission, there is a family pressure, peer pressure, all sorts of things. Then they take admission. After taking admission, after 6 months or longer, they find they are not interested in the program. But it's a loop. So they are in the program, not interested in the program, bright boys, but unable to do it. After 3 years, 4 years, sometimes after 3 years to 4 years, they leave the institute or the college without a degree. It happens all India. I've seen multiple institutions where it happens. But in this scheme what happens, a student if has taken admission, we are working out a model where after 2 years he could get a diploma degree, after 3 years he can get a BSc degree, after 4 years he gets a BTech degree. So अगर बीच में उसका मूड चेंज हुआ, सोचा कि नहीं मुझे ये करना नहीं है, मेरे लिए ये काम नहीं है, वो उसका नेक्स्ट स्टेज जाके छोड़ सकता है. That is called multiple exit. वेरी सिमिलरली मल्टीपल एंट्री भी आएगा जिसमें कि स्टूडेंट जो बाहर कहीं पे पढ़ा है 2 साल, ही कैन मूव इनटू दिस सिस्टम, मे बी इट टेक्स 3 years टू कंप्लीट ए बीटेक. दोज मोडालिटीज आर बीइंग वर्कड आउट. सो ये जब हो जाएगा देन इट गोज टू सीनेट एंड सीनेट विल अप्रूव इट. देन दिस प्रोसेसेस विल बी इम्प्लीमेंटेड इन ग्रेजुअल टाइम. बट मल्टीपल एग्जिट फर्स्ट होगा, मल्टीपल एंट्री उसके बाद में आएगा. और एक है इसमें, इट इज कॉल्ड एकेडमिक बैंक ऑफ क्रेडिट. एकेडमिक बैंक ऑफ क्रेडिट इज लाइक ए बैंक पासबुक. हम लोग बैंक पासबुक में क्या करते हैं, हमारे पास बैंक अकाउंट है, हम पैसा उसमें डालते हैं. 10 जगह से मेरा पैसा आ सकता है, मेरा सैलरी है, बिजनेस है या कुछ कोचिंग करता हूँ, जो भी है सैलरी रहता है, एंड देन मैं बैंक से पैसा निकालता हूँ. एबीसी भी वैसा ही एक कंसेप्ट है जहाँ पे हर स्टूडेंट के पास और हर आदमी के पास जो पढ़ाई कर रहा है उसका एक एकेडमिक बैंक क्रेडिट का एक रहेगा. एकेडमिक बैंक वो जहां पढ़ाई करेगा ये सब क्रेडिट उसी में जाएगा, उस अकाउंट पे जाएगा. तो इट्स लाइक ए पासबुक जहां कि आप अपना पढ़ाई के जो प्रोग्राम्स आप पढ़, डिग्री वगैरह जो है, डिग्री तो नहीं है, आप जितने कोर्स जहां जहां पढ़ते हो वो सब आप उसमें डाल दोगे. जब आपका सफिशिएंट क्रेडिट बन जाएगा उस बेसिस पे आपको डिग्री मिले देगी, यूनिवर्सिटी देगी. जो यूनिवर्सिटी देगी उसका अपना चेक्स एंड बैलेंसेस होगा. जैसे वहां से आप 50% कोर्स किए हो या जो भी है, चेक्स एंड बैलेंसेस रहेगा. मगर इसमें ये पॉसिबिलिटी निकला है कि आप 10 जगह में पढ़ के कहीं एक से भी डिग्री ले सकते हो, मगर वहां से थोड़ा ज्यादा पढ़ना पड़ेगा. तो दैट इज कॉल्ड एकेडमिक बैंक ऑफ क्रेडिट. सो योर एकेडमिक रिटर्न्स, आप जब पढ़ाई की है जो एकेडमिक्स रिटर्न आएगा दैट गोज इनटू अ बैंक अकाउंट. इट्स लाइक ए बैंक अकाउंट. आपका चारों तरफ से आपने एक्यूमुलेट किया, फिर बाद में उसी को यूज करके आपको डिग्री मिलेगा. ये एक बहुत सुंदर कंसेप्ट है. फॉरेन में काफी जगह में है, इंडिया में इंट्रोड्यूस हो रहा है. ये तो अभी 3 साल की बात है. 3 साल में तो 1 साल कोविड में गया, फिर लोगों को समझने में टाइम लगता है. हम भी समझ रहे हैं, हम आज आपको बता रहे हैं, मगर हम भी समझ रहे हैं. हम शायद आप लोगों से थोड़ा ज्यादा जानते हैं, मगर हम भी पूरा जानते नहीं हैं. और जैसे टाइम चलेगा इसमें ज्यादा नॉलेज आएगा एंड विल ऑल गेट बेनिफिटेड बाय इट.
So one thing, actually most of the things that you have discussed, it is written here. But one thing it is very clear to us that the credit transfer issue.
Yes.
It is already done or started. Now you just tell me or tell us that during these 3 years, what are the achievements or progress you have seen or made for the students, or students are getting physical benefits?
That's what I said.
It may be credit transfer, it may be multimodal, these things. Okay, just 2-3 basic points. Physically,
Yes,
which is
credit transfer is first.
Yeah.
And in credit transfer, as I said, our students have gone to IIT Madras, IIT Hyderabad. So when they go there and spend a semester,
So how many students approximately?
If we talk about this thing, we started long back, near about 4-5 years back. In the first batch itself, we have near about 12 students. They went to IIT Madras. They have studied their 7th and 8th semester. Their credit been transferred to NIT Agartala. And NIT Agartala Senate has done a credit mapping system to award that particular degree, which is compatible to the academic program of NIT Agartala as well as the IIT Madras. Then they got the degree, and with that particular degree, without facing the gate, they are being promoted towards going for a direct PhD program. That is one issue in our cases. Other issues also we have seen. Our students has taken course from the other institutes. They have earned their credit, and this credit being transferred through the PG coordinator, depending on the department. Our NIT Agartala, under the able leadership of the Dean Academic and all others, they have choked out a program process basically, which promotes them to transfer the credit very efficiently.
So the credit transfer has been started and it is being done. So our students, they go to other institutions, they study there for a semester or for a year, whatever credit they earn there, including the grade they earn there, that comes to us. We translate that grade number into our equivalent number and put it into our credit card.
So far, how many MOU has been signed?
How many MOUs have
In total, there are 33. These are available, some of them are available in the website and all these things. We have signed even yesterday also both us are there.
Yesterday we signed a MOU
We signed an
with
MOU ISRO and the NISAC because there is space data, we have strategic data.
So under that, their scientists can come.
Foreign
and work.
universities, there are the 3 foreign universities we have taken. One research organization, foreign and the Sonoma State University. They came here, they have seen our Indian system.
Is it due to the blessings of this NEP or before that signing of MOU?
No, signing of MOU.
Signing of MOU is a process, sir.
Yeah.
No, I think I will put it in this way. Signing of MOU is always a process.
Yes.
But now what NEP has done is NEP has legitimatized it and brought it into the mainframe of the curriculum.
Promoting this one.
Promoting this and bringing it to the mainframe. Now, today, if we want to do something in the exchange program, we don't have to seek a approval from anyone. Because it is a mandate of NEP. It becomes easy to adopt these rules. So that is what the power NEP gives us. That is important. Important is how does the NEP empower us to do changes and do a betterment of the society and the students.
These 33 MOUs were signed after NEP 2020.
No, some were done before, some after.
Before some
Continuous process.
and some of the things are will be getting in our directly website, disseminating the information. Some are in the file and all this ways.
And we have some advantage also there because our institute is autonomous institute. So it is autonomous institute, it is easier to implement anything. Okay, now the board of
You can take your own decision.
So, this part is certainly well elaborated. If you go the para in the page 3,
Page 2 and
3 में है पूरा एकदम जैसे दिया whatever achievement in respect of the area. আগেও ছিল বাট এনইপিটা আমাকে আরো প্রমোট করেছে
नहीं लिबरेज प्लस इट गिव्स ए लोकल स्टैंडिंग कि दिस इज ए वैलिड प्रोसेस. अभी पहले क्या होता था जब हम ये सब करते थे देयर आर सम पीपल टू क्वेश्चन व्हाट इज द वैलिडिटी, हाउ डिड यू डू इट, आर यू अलाउड टू डू इट, बट टुडे नो वन क्वेश्चंस अस दैट बिकॉज़ द पार्लियामेंट हैज सेड दीस आर स्टैंडर्ड प्रोसेसेस एंड दिस कैन बी अडॉप्टेड बाय द इंस्टीट्यूशन.
अभी तो कितना डिपार्टमेंट है NIT अगरतला में और NEP के बाद कोई नया
और एक
डिपार्टमेंट आने वाला है क्या?
हाँ, एक है जो गवर्नमेंट का जो मैंडेट है, इसमें दो बहुत बड़े इंपॉर्टेंट चीज है. एक है कि करेंटली जो प्राइमरी एजुकेशन में द ग्रॉस एनरोलमेंट रेशियो इज अराउंड 50% एंड गवर्नमेंट वांट्स इट टू एनहांस टू 100% बाय 2030. And in higher education, currently it is 26%. It will be little more than 26%. It is based on the NEP record that it is 26%, which was just before 2020. अभी थोड़ा बड़ा है. That also we want to take it to 50%. So when we want to enhance this education scale of education, उस पे जो जरूरत होगा, that is another major task that all educationists have to handle in the country. तो हम लोग का स्टूडेंट्स बढ़ाना पड़ेगा. तो इसी के अंदर हमारा दो काम हम कर रहे हैं अभी. एक काम कर रहे हैं जिसमें कि दो बेनिफिट आएगा. एक है हम लोग एक स्टार्ट करें BSc BEd प्रोग्राम 4 साल का. 4 साल का BSc BEd प्रोग्राम. इससे फायदा क्या होगा? एक है कि हायर एजुकेशन में इसमें एनरोलमेंट बढ़ेगा. ज़्यादा लोग पढ़ेंगे तो हायर एजुकेशन में एनरोलमेंट बढ़ा। मगर ये जो लोग इस प्रोग्राम से निकलेंगे वो लोग क्या करेंगे? दे विल गो टू स्कूल्स। स्कूल में क्योंकि 50% से 100% एनरोलमेंट कराना है, वी नीड टीचर्स फॉर दैट पर्पस। अभी जो BSc BD प्रोसेस इज वेरी कम्बस्टम, बट NIT सिस्टम है जब सुपीरियर एकेडमिक एनरोलमेंट, हर सिस्टम का अपना स्ट्रेंथ है, वीकनेस है। तो जब स्टूडेंट्स आके NIT में BSc BD करेंगे, उनका थोड़ा स्किल सेट अच्छा होगा एक्सपेक्टेड, एंड दे विल गो टू द स्कूल्स एंड टीच एट स्कूल्स। दिस इज अ 4-year प्रोग्राम BSc BD। इस साल एडमिशन होगा, इस साल से एडमिशन होकर प्रोग्राम शुरू होगा।
So on this first page itself, in this aims of NEP 2020, the first point, first bullet, it says that aims to offer equal access to quality education for all students regardless of their socio-economic background. So in this context, how many students who are from the socio-economic background have been given this seats in your
NITs have a strong mandate on this. I think you'd be knowing that all NITs and IITs have a reservation for SC and ST students, and there is a reservation of 15% for SC, 7.5% for ST, and for these students, the fees are very, very low. Right? They don't pay tuition fee, but they pay other fees. If I'm correct. Yes.
And economically weaker section
And
also.
there is also a reservation for economically weaker section, which is 10%.
Yeah, it is a free tuition.
Yes. So there also there is a concession. So in that sense, there is a benefit given to the students, and this all started about 3 years back.
only 3 years back?
Only 3 years back. No, you see, the reservation has been there for a long time. SC/ST reservation has been there from the time I was a child.
Yeah.
OBC reservation came after 2000. Then the government introduced OBC reservation, and then the NITs, the seats were made double to incorporate the reservation and keep the general seats same. But with time, these things are improving. And we also have SC/ST cell. So these things are being incorporated and are already there in the system. But then they are getting strengthened with time.
So from the state quota, we have a state reservation. We follow the state reservation. 50% is the state. See, okay, so this is the state reservation is. Okay, they are 31% in this.
Actually क्या है, जो NITs में the seats are distributed equally between the state and between outside state. 50% of our students are admitted from within the state, and 50% are admitted from outside the state. And the reservations are suitably given.
So can we write, or can we be convinced that after introduction of NEP 2020, this regular industry institute engagement has started?
Could you repeat this?
This you have written in the bullet last paragraph. The regular industry institute engagement is started. Okay.
It has improved. That's also a mandate.
Is it after the introduction of NEP or before
No,
that?
it was there, but the NEP puts a stress on it.
Again, it was there.
Again, it was
Earlier
there.
it was there during our course curricula and all these things. Mandatorily, one expert from the industry will be taken.
Now the industry experts have to be there in the curriculum design.
So it
The
was there.
departmental
It is
board of
more
studies.
emphasized after the NEP.
So linking the academics to the industry has been given a higher importance in that. This was there, but the importance given to it has been enhanced.
So only one question I want to ask. I don't know how much comfortable you will be with this, but I just want to know how much difference is there between this current NEP, that is the one that has come in 2020, and the one which was 35 years ago, the major highlight.
Okay. I think if you look at the major highlight, most important part is the academic bank of credit. पहले क्या होता था, if I take admission in one college, आप लोग सबको याद होगा, when you pass from your college or school, you get a school leaving certificate or a college leaving certificate. And आप जब next school या college में admission लेते हैं, उस certificate देते हैं, वो certificate cancel करते हैं, फिर वो आपको admission देते हैं. वही होता था. बट अभी का सिस्टम ये है कि आप एक साथ भी मल्टीपल प्रोग्राम पढ़ सकते हो. जैसे कि कोई स्टूडेंट अगर बहुत ब्राइट है वो कहीं पे फुल टाइम पढ़ रहा है और कहीं से कॉरेस्पॉन्डेंस कोर्स भी कर सकता है. इट इज ऑफिशियली अलाउड. दैट्स व्हाट. प्लस ये भी है कि आप अलग अलग जगह में कुछ कुछ पढ़ाई किए, कुछ कोर्सेज किए, उसके बाद वो सारे कोर्सेज को लेके किसी यूनिवर्सिटी में जाके और थोड़ा पढ़ाई करके आप उसमें से एक डिग्री मिल सकता है आपको. That scope was never existing. A university could earlier give you a degree only by the virtue of the courses that you take at the university. बाहर लोगों का जो प्रोग्राम आप लेके कर नहीं सकते, जो कि अभी बहुत इम्पोर्टेंटली आ गया है. It is possible. This NEP gives a authority to do that, and it is a mandate to do that. तो इसमें थोड़ा फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी आया है. प्लस the NEP also looks at providing education to all in the sense that it also penetrate to all parts of the section of the society and including geographical region. ये target है इसमें.
In a nutshell, it's a student-centric, multi-variety and multi-dimensional.
Or simply you can say earlier it was the rigid education system. Now it is a flexible.
It is trying to make it more flexible.
Yes, it is really in the first era.
स्टूडेंट-सेंट्रिक. आप देखिए पहले स्टूडेंट्स को ऐसा फ्रीडम नहीं मिलता था.
देखिए पहले जैसा होता था, पहले जैसा हमने भी देखा है, काफी स्टूडेंट 4 साल 5 साल इंजीनियरिंग में पढ़ाई करने के बाद वो छोड़ के चले जाते थे क्योंकि उनसे होता नहीं था.
ये क्रेडिट ट्रांसफर और जो बैंकिंग,
बैंक ऑफ होता नहीं था पहले. तो एक स्टूडेंट अगर 5-6 साल पढ़ा है, ठीक है, उसको डिग्री नहीं मिला, बीटेक नहीं मिला, बीएससी अगर मिल सकता है उससे बेनिफिट.
So are you expanding these areas, academic these areas? I mean to say this arts, commerce and other things.
As a mandate will not go for
As a
massive.
mandate from NEP?
No, as a mandate of NIT, going into undergraduate level arts and commerce are not a mandate in the system. But कुछ extent तक management तो आ चुका है.
Nowadays some universities have started liberal studies where arts, commerce, science, everything.
जिसका जैसा mandate
So are
है.
you
NITs are not designed with that mandate, so I don't think we will do that.
But BSMS will be there.
नहीं जरूरत पड़े तो
अच्छा आएगा, बट इस लेवल अभी तो मैंडेट में नहीं है. मैंडेट में अगर बाद में आएगा तो अलग बात है, क्योंकि गवर्नमेंट मैंडेट भी बदलता है. बट इट लुक्स वेरी अनलाइकली बिकॉज द मोस्ट स्ट्रेस इज ऑन टेक्निकल एजुकेशन. एट NIT इट इज फॉर टेक्निकल एजुकेशन. यू हैव अदर यूनिवर्सिटीज फॉर आर्ट्स एंड साइंस एजुकेशन. NIT में साइंस आ चुका है, पहले नहीं था. अभी 5 ईयर डिग्री प्रोग्राम हो चुका है.
Social science will be there.
What the professional degree?
हाँ, तो हम लोग का जो मेन टारगेट है प्रोफेशनल डिग्री, उसमें MBA भी आता है.
मैं ऐसा भी एग्जाम्पल दे सकता हूँ विद योर परमिशन. मान लीजिए सर, मैं डिबेट में ऐसा क्वेश्चन आया था फॉर ए मानसिक विकास एक बच्चे के लिए, यू वांट टू गो फॉर ए माइनर कोर्स इन फ्लूट और म्यूजिक. तो व्हाट यू विल डू आफ्टर म्यूजिक का टीचर आप क्या रिक्रूट करेंगे? Then we replied that we will having an MOU with music college.
Okay.
And the students in all liberty with a negotiation all that, you will go for the class.
जैसे अभी हम ये भी सोचते हैं कि हम लोग संस्कृत यूनिवर्सिटी के साथ MOU करेंगे, ये हम लोग का थॉट्स प्रोसेस में, ताकि स्टूडेंट्स को अगर संस्कृत एक सब्जेक्ट लेके पढ़ना है और उसको भी अगर उसकी इंजीनियरिंग डिग्री में डालना है कुछ क्रेडिट का, वो भी हो सके, जो कि पहले नहीं था. दैट वाज इम्पॉसिबल. दैट वाज जो बोलते हैं ना कि ये सोच भी पाप है, ये वैसा था पहले. अभी ये सोच प्रैक्टिकल है.
जैसे पहले मार्कशीट आते थे ना, CBSE का मार्कशीट के लिए वेट करते थे आदमी लोग. अभी तो डिजी लॉकर से ज्यादा डाउट हो गया, अब डिजी लॉकर से मार्कशीट डाउनलोड करके बस काम खत्म. और एक चीज है, आप जो बोल रहा था ना, जो डिफरेंस है, जैसे 4 years में earlier it was not anything that after 1 year what will be happen, after 2 years what will be happen, after 3 years, because आपका तो BTech लेवल में 4 साल कंप्लीट करने के बाद, but there is a now mandate is that skill development. So there is a discussion in IIT NIT level that after 1 year is there any certificate, bigger certificate is able to give. After 2 years, if there is any diploma should be given. After 3 years, like this way अभी तक थिंकिंग चल रहा है. बट जैसे वो मल्टीपल एंट्री मल्टीपल एग्जाम, मान लीजिए 1 साल के बाद वो उसका घर में कुछ हो गया, ही इज नॉट एबल टू कंटिन्यू, ही कैन लीव. आफ्टर some 2 or 3 years he can come, surrender his certificate and he can continue. This is available in the foreign, but in India it was not there. If you are living from our people in Indian college, there are so many people not continue.
तो बीच में छोड़ देते थे,
छोड़ देते थे।
अभी होता था, आज भी होता है, आज भी होता है।
Abhi, that can be stopped. After 1 year he can go out with something.
ये भी बहुत